Day 11. Day 11 has arrived. It is here. It is here. Day 11. Welcome to those who have made it this far. This is strategic positioning and how to move the system without being blamed for moving the system. That's right, folks. Let's start with the truth that should already make a few professionals shift in their chairs. In family court, the parent who appears calm controls the case, not the parent who is right. And the system is designed so cleverly that most people never realize this. They think the loudest parent wins. They think the angriest parent wins. They think the most important emotional parent wins. They think the most passionate parent wins. No. The parent who moves strategically, predictably, and procedurally without any emotional leakage wins every time, every single time. Today is the day you stop acting like the litigant and start acting like a quiet architect. The core truth of day 11 is this. Here is the naked, brutal truth. You must force movement without appearing forceful. You must push emotionally without being labeled conflict. You must push aggressively without getting labeled controlling. And you must push repeatedly without being labeled obsessive. But if you push procedurally, you get labeled cooperative, compliant, reasonable, child-focused, easy to manage, low risk. That's the magic. You become the parent who the court wants to support because your tone makes their job easier, not harder. The system reacts to tone before it reacts to content. This is where most parents trip and fall head first into abyss. They think that court cares about what they are saying. No, it doesn't. The court cares about how they are saying it. Tone is everything. The same sentence framed differently can change your entire case. For example, you send this. I need updates on contact because this delay is harming the children. They label you as aggressive. However, you send this for clarity and to avoid misunderstandings. Could you confirm the next procedural step and expected timescale? They label you with that. Cooperative. Same meaning, different tone. Massively different tone. Massively different consequences. And day 11 is about weaponizing neutrality. And this is where the nuclear truth drops. Neutrality is not the absence of force. Neutrality is force disguised as cooperation. If you write emotionally, you look unstable. If you write neutrally, you look predictable. If you look demand, you look controlling. If you request clarification, you look reasonable. If you argue, you look like you're the problem. If you propose a structured next step, you look like the solution. Professionals don't support who's right. They support who's predictable. You are going to become predictable incarnate. The 4 modes of strategic positioning. Every message you send, every document, every email must fall into one of these 4 modes. Mode 1, clarification. You ask questions that force them to define responsibilities. Not, you are ignoring me, but for clarity, who is responsible for updating me on this step? Blah, blah, blah. Now, the system is accountable, not you. Mode 2, time framing. You never demand deadlines. You ask for time frames, not I need this by Friday. But could you confirm the expected timescale so I can plan appropriately for the child's routines? Now, if they delay, they're look so disorganized, not you. Mode 3, procedural anchoring. You reference process, not emotion. Not, this is unfair. We know. But you need to say, to ensure we remain aligned with the welfare checklist and avoid drift, can you confirm the next procedural step, please? Now you sound like a professional, not the reactive parent. Mode 4, safeguarding framing. You don't say she's lying or he's manipulative. You say, to ensure the child's welfare is prioritized, I would appreciate clarity on X behavioral pattern. Not attacking, you're not raising safeguarding query. Professionals must respond to safeguarding queries, even when they wish they don't have to. The secret power of secret positioning here is the core insight that you need. Yeah, you do not escalate conflict. You escalate structure. You don't react to emotion. You don't respond to debate. You don't explain yourself. You don't defend yourself. You don't defend your character. You don't correct narratives. You stay still. You stay silent. And you stay structured. your email becomes so boringly predictable, so calm, so clean, so processed driven, so child focused, so procedural that they cannot twist the words. They cannot twist anything, and they cannot accuse you of being the problem. And because you're being predictable and boring, you become low risk. Low risk parents get supported. High risk parents get, contained. You are not being nice. You are being strategically untouchable. You're being boring. The other parent exposes themselves without you lifting a finger. And here's the beauty of this. Here's the most amazing thing of this. Right? As soon as you become structured and predictable, and the other parent eventually loses their instability, and by contrast, their chaos becomes the story. Your emotional outbursts, their emotional outbursts become the pattern. Their bile becomes professional concern. Their inconsistency becomes safeguarding risks. Their behavior becomes the subject of intervention. Not because you attacked, because you didn't. Not because you criticized, because you didn't. Not because you proved anything, because you didn't. But because you created the perfect contrast. Your stability, your highlights their instability. Professionals will never admit this publicly, but they always respond to the calmest parent. Today's task is this. Write 3 messages using the 4 modes: a clarification request, time frame request, and a procedural anchoring request. Each one to be neutral, short, and non-emotional, child-focused, and impossible to misinterpret. Framed as cooperation, structured like professionals, and do it properly, and you will see instantly how the tone forces them to accountability. This is where you stop being managed and start guiding the case. Day 11 is the shift from emotional survival to strategic dominance. Once you master this tone, nobody can label you high conflict. Nobody can twist your intent, and nobody can accuse you of being aggressive. Nobody can justify delay. Nobody can claim you're being unpredictable. Nobody can frame you as the problem parent. From this moment on, you are not reacting to the system. That's just not how that's not how it happens. You are guiding the system.